This is RTV6 News at 6, working for you.
Well, that's great. That doesn't help the people that's died. Not at all.
Families say it's too late for their loved ones in nursing homes. Tonight, the state's new plan to test in those facilities. Tied to the community, driven by data and education, city leaders unveil their new framework for public safety and policing. Place your bets. Thousands of gamblers make their way back to Indiana casinos today. We'll show you some of the changes you can expect to see inside. COVID-19 has hit the economy hard, so getting financial planning for free, it's a win-win. How you can get in on this helpful service. Good evening to you here at 6 o'clock, and thanks for joining us. I'm Mark Mullins. Amanda Starantino is off tonight. We're learning startling new details today about who COVID-19 has hit the hardest. Newly released numbers show 1,082 people have now died in long-term care facilities. That's 48% of the total deaths in the state of Indiana. Some families say the state's actions to address the impact on nursing homes are too little, too late to save their loved ones. Call 6 Investigates' Kara Kenny has been tracking the impact this virus has had in nursing homes since the beginning of the pandemic.
Charles England, Martha McCullough, and Everett Brown were all residents of Ben-Hur Health and Rehab in Crawfordsville. It's the only long-term care facility in Montgomery County hit hard with COVID-19. 13 Ben-Hur employees are currently COVID positive or have recovered from the virus. 19 residents have died, including these 3 within a week of each other. Martha died May 16th at the age of 77. Everett, an Air Force veteran, died May 21st at the age of 92. And Charles died May 22nd at the age of 76. All of their families feel responsible, especially given statewide visitor restrictions kept them away since March.
It's horrible. I was her caretaker, her POA. I promised my father to take care of her. And I couldn't even do that because I wasn't even allowed in there from March.
I want the place ran like it should be ran. I don't want any people to die. I mean, my family means a lot to me. I'm sure everybody's family means the same to them.
You can't see for yourself what condition your family member is in because there's no way to. The whole thing's frustrating. We have many nursing homes in Crawfordsville, and not one other nursing home has a case of COVID, has a death of COVID.
Families want to know how COVID spread in this facility.
How did my mom get it when no visitors was allowed in her room? A doctor didn't show up. My mom was not taken out to a hospital nowhere or anything else. It had to be done by staff.
Soon after their family members' deaths, the state made a big announcement on June 3rd. Nursing homes can now do outdoor visits with some residents and their families. And the state will test every single nursing home worker in the state by the beginning of July. Dr. Dan Raciniak of the state's Family and Social Services Administration says they're taking steps now because there's been a steady decline in cases and deaths across the state, and the state has recently increased its testing capacity.
So now we believe we are in a position to do widespread testing of nursing home staff. This will be a really important step in preventing future outbreaks. We know that the majority of COVID-19 outbreaks in long-term care facilities occur when a staff member contracts the virus and unknowingly brings it into the facility.
Well, that's great. That doesn't help the people that's died. Not at all.
Families wonder if those steps could have saved their loved ones had action been taken sooner.
Well, it's definitely too late. Once you've lost one person, it's too late.
Some say testing of all nursing home residents is also needed. We checked with American Senior Communities and Health and Hospital Corporation, which operates Ben-Hur. They told us they created their own testing strike team, which enhanced their ability to identify positive cases and implement isolation protocols. They continue to test 100% of residents in any facilities where there is reason to suspect a resident or staff member may be COVID-19 positive. They plan to test all employees during the month of June in coordination with the state's new plan. We are deeply saddened whenever a resident or staff member becomes infected, and we grieve for each resident who has passed away. The families of Charles England, Martha McCullough, and Everett Brown hope the new testing and visitation measures save the lives of others as they continue to grieve for their loved ones who were taken by COVID-19. In Crawfordsville, Care Kenny, RTV6.
American Senior Communities went on to say it takes the following steps, including screening each resident for illness daily, requiring all staff to wear PPE at all times, cancellation of large group activities, quarantining and cohorting residents and staff who are COVID-19 positive. Each day, we get an update on how the coronavirus is affecting Hoosiers. Today, the Indiana State Department of Health reports 11 new COVID-19 deaths. So far, 2,251 Hoosiers have died from the coronavirus. The state also confirms 533 new cases of the virus. That's the highest daily amount of cases reported in roughly 2 weeks. Since the pandemic began, 40,430 people in Indiana have been diagnosed with COVID-19. More than 355,000 Hoosiers have been tested for coronavirus. 11.4% of them tested positive for COVID-19. New today, a plan to change the way public safety looks, works, and feels in the city of Indianapolis. Leaders are tapping top minds to help guide the way. RTV6's Cameron Riddle has a deeper details on what this looks like. Cameron.
Hey, Mark, good evening. It looks like new partnerships between the city of Indianapolis and folks who look into this type of thing across the country. In Indianapolis's case, it's to take a closer look at how and then grade the way IMPD interacts with the people that they serve. The new partnership between the city of Indianapolis and NYU School of Criminal Law will bring together community input, dialogue, and data to create a new standard for what justice and public safety looks like in Marion County. The mayor says this effort is not just another study, but rather a deeper look at the contributing issues in racial disparities, including health, education, and housing. He says all of that info combined will help create a better picture of Indianapolis and how the police department can better take hold of that information and in turn be better. The mayor says this is a step toward progress, but he is not counting on this partnership to magically fix all of the problems black people are facing. Many of them are facing problems that he says should have remained in the previous century.
We're trying not to suggest that this is a one-size-fits-all end of the conversation that needs to take place, but rather just part of a process that begins immediately, if not several weeks ago, and that will continue, as I said, the drumbeat toward justice and toward reforming the criminal justice system in Marion County.
And so it is a two-part deal here. The first looking at the overall picture of what is happening in Indianapolis and how IMPD can better respond to that. The second part is looking at where we've been over the past couple of weeks. The city will be looking into IMPD's response to both the peaceful protests and the violent riots overnight. This investigation is going to be separate and independent of the prosecutor's investigation and the internal investigation here at IMPD. Reporting live downtown tonight, I'm Cameron Riddle, RTV6.
Cameron, thank you. An historic decision by the Supreme Court is a cause for celebration for the LGBTQ community. It took a 6-3 vote to keep employers from discriminating against workers on the basis of their sexual orientation or gender identity. It's a decision that, for the first time, extends federal workplace protections to LGBTQ employees.
Now, with the bill just passed, I feel like a lot of people can be able to go out there and find some type of good employment.
Sahara Miller says in her experience, fear of discrimination holds many people back. The ruling was hinged on 3 different cases that involved employees being let go after their employer found out that they were part of the LGBTQ community. All over the country, casinos have been reopening to large crowds, from the Las Vegas Strip to poker parlors down south. This week, Indiana's gambling halls are getting back in the action. As Brad Brown shows us, things look a little bit different inside, but people are already turning out to test their luck.
For the past 12 weeks, Indiana's casinos have sat empty. But on Monday morning, the sounds of gambling were alive and well. In Anderson, a steady crowd was already in the door at 9 a.m. as Harrah's Hoosier Park is getting back in business. Plenty of noticeable changes at every angle. Upon walking in, guests go through a temperature sensor during their ID check. Anyone with a fever will be sent away. Social distancing markers keep reminders of staying 6 feet apart. Casinos are capped at 50% capacity. That means chairs only set up at every third or fourth machine, and many of the consoles are simply out of service for now. At the table games, Caesars Gaming has all of their staff wearing face masks, extra sanitizing of chips, cards, chairs, and tables, and at a short glance, slightly more than half the customers wearing masks as well.
And they're off.
Over in Shelbyville, it's the first day of the horse racing schedule at Indiana Grand. Thoroughbreds on the track for the first time, more than 2 months behind schedule. No fans in the stands. That will be the case until at least July 4th. It could also give a bit of a boost to Indiana's sports betting numbers. Tens of millions of dollars in revenue have disappeared with no major sports over the past 3 months. Outside Indiana Grand, the line to get in reached 50 deep by mid-afternoon. More than 20 minutes wait to get in with the same temperature checks in place. Once inside, customers will see limits put on the number of players that can sit at certain games. Blackjack and other card games like Baccarat and 3-card poker have only 3 seats available. 4 players max at the roulette tables, and only 6 can work the rail at craps, all to keep social distancing in place. Players are not required to wear masks, but casinos in other states have implemented this rule. It's clear that there is some pent-up demand among gamblers in central Indiana. How much they're willing to spend, that remains to be seen. But for Indiana's casinos, any play is better than no play at all. Working for you, Brad Brown, RTV6.
Both casinos areas will be open 24 hours at this time. Valet parking is not available currently at either site. Horse racing will begin in Anderson on Tuesday. Both facilities have limited dining options right now. You can find that information on their websites. Right now, even if you're able to shop, groceries are still a luxury for some Hoosiers. Next, how you can help make sure they're getting what they need in a one-stop shop process.
I'm Dave First. It's the swing IU Golf has been looking for a long, long time. What has the Hoosiers excited about the future? Coming up in the Sports Extra Spotlight.
John Silver's this year.
RTV6 launched the Rebound Indiana as a commitment to connect you to the resources out there to help you recover from the economic impact of the pandemic. I got the chance to sit down with a financial planner who is part of a nationwide effort to get households back on solid financial standing, and the service is completely free. Posed a series of questions to certified financial planner Ed Wildermuth, who is part of a nationwide program offering free financial planning assistance to those hit hard by the COVID-19 pandemic and its economic ripple effects. First, who is eligible?
So the program is through the Financial Planning Association, and it's something that's been around for a long time to help those who are low-income families, those maybe in the military or someone going through a medical event such as cancer.
How will the Financial Planning Association's program help struggling families in Indiana?
Sometimes it's finding opportunities or programs that are out there that they may not be aware of, whether government assistance and some of the programs that have been passed at either the state or the federal level.
What's the best way to find a financial planner who would help under the FPA's program?
Email and phone is probably going to be, the easiest way to communicate. And if they want to know more information and look for someone who may be in their area, or maybe someone, a friend or family member that's in another state, going to the FPA website and looking for COVID-19 pro bono planning, they'll be find a list of all the advisors that have said, hey, we're willing to help out, and find the right person that can help them.
Now, we've got a link to this program. If you're interested, just head to the IndyChannel.com/rebound to find out that and other resources available. Throughout the week, you're going to hear more from Ed and the other ways this pro bono program can help in your household. WRTV is teaming up with Kroger and Second Helpings beginning today to raise money and feed Indiana families. RTV6's Stephanie Wade is live at the Kroger in Fishers now with details on this partnership and how you can help. It's really very easy, Steph.
Yeah, Mark, here's how it goes. So customers, when they're checking out here at any of the central Indiana participating Kroger locations, this is what they're going to see. There's a sign that says you can round up your order if you so choose to the nearest dollar, or give a donation of $1, $5, or $10. And all of the money here, Mark, is going toward feeding Hoosier families through Second Helpings.
Right now, the need for the work of Second Helpings has grown dramatically. The demand is such that there are people asking for food assistance who've never needed it before.
COVID-19 and recent events the past few weeks have created unprecedented challenges for many communities. So from today through June 21st, shoppers can make a donation of their choice at 46 participating Kroger stores, helping get meals in the hands of those struggling to put food on the table.
A roundup is something just as simple as if you've got a $12.50 bill, you want to make it $13, and we'll put the extra 50 cents towards Second Helpings.
And I think it's always important to donate. I always, they have like the pet ones at Petco, and they have this one here. So I always just say yes, because I feel like I'm fortunate enough to be able to do it.
Second Helpings says the demand for food assistance is nearly double than before. The Kroger spokesperson telling me their employees understand the real challenges and impact of COVID-19 as much as anyone.
We have the plexiglass, we have the decals, so they know the challenges this has imposed on people as it is. And there are some people in our stores who are here now because they lost jobs in another field.
So they're using every aisle to make a difference.
We'll end it on Father's Day, so anybody thinking of families and helping families, that would be the ultimate day to do it.
And WRTV is going to match with a $12,000 donation to go toward this effort, but we still need your help. So again, you can make that donation here at checkout at any participating Kroger location, or you can go online to theindychannel.com/feeding Hoosiers to make a donation there. For now, reporting live, Stephanie Wade, RTV6.
And we mentioned Father's Day. You heard Stephanie say that in the story. Father's Day, chance of some thunderstorms. We'll get to that more in a second. The dry stretch continues. We've had 11 straight days in Indianapolis without measurable rainfall. Warmer days are ahead, with Friday being the warmest. You might start to see a few sprinklers around. The real warm air sits to our west just a little bit longer, but it will visit and bring some of the first 90-degree temperatures to Indianapolis and surrounding areas as we get Friday into the weekend. Let's jump to the weekend, because that's the next change. There's Saturday morning into the afternoon. Chance of showers and some thunderstorms, especially in the northern half of the state. I think there'll be a little more widespread on Sunday, Father's Day, and temperatures will be down just a little bit because of the increased cloud cover. Trust me on this. There's a mailbox in the middle of all that. If you look on the far left, you can actually see the mailbox, it appears, and it's pretty easy to get to, but that is a beautiful hidden treasure in there. Temperatures, they're reacting then to the clouds in the eastern portion of the state, just slightly cooler. This is spinning back into the state from Ohio and portions of Kentucky. Temperature is 84 in Lafayette, 83 in Peru. These are above average, not by a lot, but we'll get there as we move along. 64 Wednesday morning. As you move to the afternoon hours, temperatures will make a full jump into the middle to upper 80s in most locations. Warmest temperatures, those arrive at the end of the week into the weekend. Friday still hot and dry, 91. Chance for thunderstorms is there Saturday, 30% chance. And then on Sunday, Father's Day, 40% chance of thunderstorms, and temperatures are still upper 80s, close to 90 degrees. That's the 7-day forecast.
All right, Kevin, thank you for that. Few sports come with social distancing quite like golf, and in Bloomington, a new way to enjoy it with an upgraded course that some have waited decades to see. It's IU's Major Swing, and it opened to the public today. Sports Director Dave First with the Sports Extra Spotlight.
The sun is shining again on IU's golf course. The grand opening of its brand new facility and a place where you'll find men's coach Mike Mayer going over the fine details.
Are you kind of like a proud father when you look at this place now?
Beyond proud. Yeah. I'm beyond proud. It's spectacular.
Gone is the aging IU course, which took its lumps over the years, replaced with this sprawling, fescue-laced facility, which is set to rival some of the top collegiate courses in the country. Mike is beginning his 23rd season as the men's coach. In a Zoom interview, Clint Wallman is beginning his 17th as the women's coach.
What can a course like this mean to you?
Well, I think that's a great question. And that's, been probably kind of one of the mainstays of our recruiting pitch is that, now we have a facility that is, top of its class.
Estimated at around a $9 million upgrade and named after donor Ned Fow, whose grandson Jack just graduated from the program. The course can play at a manageable 6,100 yards, or for tournaments, how about teeing off on the par 5 9th at a whopping 630 yards to a total of 7,900 for a round, all nestled next to the IU campus.
I enjoy looking at the golf course from the front tees, and I think it's stunningly gorgeous from the back tees where the men's team plays. So.
What a luxury. You're literally a few blocks away from campus. So if they want to, in between classes, come over and hit some balls, they can do that.
Timing is everything. Yeah. Timing from Ned Fow, his donation for this, the timing to get this built, and time is a valuable commodity if you're in school.
Designed by noted architect Steve Smyers and two-time major champ Fuzzy Zeller, it's about recruiting, development. It's not tricked up, and aside from the dog legs, about as straightforward as it gets. But the upgrade.
This is taking IU golf to the next level, isn't it?
It's a game changer. I don't think there's going to be a more difficult golf course in the country if it's set up, if we need it to be set up difficult.
If you play well here, you just might play well anywhere. Day first, RTV6 Sports.
Place where you make memories.
Plan on temperatures that will be a little warmer tomorrow. Lots of sunshine and a light east wind. Those three factors will make Tuesday another very nice day. Mark?
Up next is World News. We're back with you at 7 o'clock.